So Forrest is 4.5 years old, and he doesn't like video games yet at all. In fact, when you saw him playing Asteroids, that was the most he's really ever put into gaming. I know, I'm disappointed. I don't think he's my son, but we'll see how he goes when he gets older. But he still likes Asteroids. He talks about it all the time since we had that episode. So I thought, well, let's create a real-life Asteroids for him. So I have him destroying snow. Go at it. Destroy all those asteroids, boy.
Let's do it.
Do it.
You.
Me too? Okay, I'll wrap a couple of them. I've got a space chainsaw. You? Alright. This doesn't work for me. I work in the digital world.
I did it.
Good job! I think a couple more hours of this and we'll get them all done. So keep at it. I need to go get a Dr. Pepper. When I was making the second episode of the Electronic Emotions program, I was getting into Asteroids pretty good. I only intended to make the Atari Asteroids video. But as I was playing more Asteroids, I really wanted to try some of the other versions of Asteroids that I have. I've never really given them much as a shot, as you'll see from this gameplay. I don't have the arcade cabinets for Asteroids or Asteroids Deluxe, but I do have the PS2 Atari Anthology collection, and that's a really nice collection for Atari games, both the arcade and 2600 games and their versions. So Asteroids and Asteroids Deluxe are on here, and they're really good. One of my problems, though, I have with them is the screen is really small. I mean, I really appreciate that they give me a border for the arcade cabinet. It's nice, but then I feel like there's way too much screen real estate being wasted. Another issue is, although I feel, I've never played the original arcades, but I feel the gameplay is probably pretty 100% accurate. But I've played vector graphics games before, both in the arcade and I think I have anyway. At least on the Vectrex I've played. And these aren't quite the same. I mean, they don't have that 80s radioactive glow to them. It's just drawn lines on a screen. They're nice, they're neat, they're still more fluid animation than the Atari version. But I still feel that something is missing not having the actual vector graphics. But man, do I suck at it. I'm like I said in the first video, I'm really used to just sitting in the middle and blasting them away. So that combined with the controls here and the momentum is different in this game, like the way your ship flows and stops and turns. So like what you're seeing in these videos is me playing the game almost for the first time. You know, I've tested them before just to try it, but I've played these. What you're seeing here is a longer game session than I've ever put into it before. So that's what you're getting there. Oh, by the way I like to write EEP on things is EEP exclamation mark. It's like exclamation marks are almost part of the letter, part of the word itself. The only exception to this is when typing my name into a 3-letter arcade cabinet high score or on a home console. At which point I will allow the exception of leaving the exclamation mark out. If there's room for it, though, absolutely. And if there's no exclamation mark symbol, then oftentimes I'll use a 1 or a lowercase I if I don't feel it looks too silly. So I've spent even less time on Asteroids Deluxe. There's a lot of extra features. Without researching it, I couldn't really tell you all of what they are. And I did research it when I was a kid. I remember I had books talking about these things, like from the library. I don't think I own particular books. And I was hearing about these crystals that you could blow up, and the way they could just kind of come after you and regenerate or something. And so I'm playing this. I don't know if that... There's this one enemy that's coming in, and it blows up, and then it targets me, and I just didn't know how to come to deal with that. I mean, I don't know, the spaceships in the first game target you with their shots, but they're slow going. These things, I didn't expect them to quite come directly at me. I was caught off guard, so I didn't spend a lot of time playing this. I did find the background to be distracting in Asteroids Deluxe. Once again, the vector graphics I think would really stand out more than these just drawn graphics like this. But, you know, if I gave it more time, I think these games would be really fun. And I think I'm going to. It's just not a lot of time, but I think I really do want to get back when I do more on the Atari Anthology collection here, which maybe I'll probably come back to it a few more times as I talk about other older games. I have a lot of collections on the PS2 that do stuff like this, and they're really wonderful. It's too bad they don't make them like that much anymore. Well, I think that covers the arcade versions. Let's move on to what other versions of Asteroids I have. Okay, so here's the next big Asteroids game in my collection, and honestly, after playing, I think this is the definitive version of Asteroids. I don't think I've played a better version. It's awesome. It's on the PlayStation 1, and I didn't actually have this until I started making these videos. I actually had to order it from Lukey Games because I couldn't seem to find it anywhere in town here. So I ordered that. It was super cheap, and wow, it's actually really fun. I don't know how much it cost brand new. I mean, I don't think I'd ever want to pay more than $20 for it. I paid a lot less than it now, used, but brand new, even $30 would seem pretty high for this game. I mean, it's a graphical upgrade, obviously, even from the arcade versions, but it's pretty basic but tight. It's got the momentum, but it's fast paced. Everything is very clear what to do. The additional power-ups are really neat. Just the opening cinematic is really fun to watch. The very first big asteroid you blow up is really cool. The way it kind of sits a chain reaction through and then it breaks in half. That's a good time. There's a bit of a story in this game. Nothing too much. I'm a little disappointed that the story in this doesn't match the story in the original Asteroids instruction manual for the 2600. I actually had to go back and look because I do have the manual for that. It was actually my father-in-law's when he bought it ages ago. Speaking of, I can't believe he bought Asteroids when it was new for the 2600 way back then, and he paid like $70 for it. We complain about the price of games now, and we're talking like what, 1979 money or something? $70. I mean, Asteroids is a great game. I wouldn't be making 2 videos on it if it wasn't. But it's not that good, okay? Not $70 good. But anyway, so I compared his instruction manual that he's given to me, and I compared the story that starts up in the game here, and it's just a little disappointing that he couldn't do it the same. A little bit of throwback would be nice. I played this game for a while. I probably put more time into playing this than even the original one when I was making these videos. Or by original one, I mean the Atari 2600 version, which isn't the original one. But I spent a lot of time on this, and although it's fun, I kind of expect more for a PlayStation era game. You know, you be level, you go into the little black hole, you pop right back out, same plan in the background. I don't know, maybe later on there'll be more backgrounds, but from everything I played, it's the same all the time. Yeah, I mean, new asteroids or crystals come at you, that's fine, that's got some progression, that's nice, but overall I don't really feel like it is anything more than a $5 to $6 game, you know? If it was released nowadays on the consoles, I'd probably be like, yeah, $5, $6, I'll buy that. If it was $12, $10, I'd be like, not so much. But it doesn't matter. I have it on my PlayStation, and that is good enough for me. There's not really much else to say about it. I mean, it's Asteroids, and I've already talked about 3 different versions of Asteroids, so what much else is there to say? Alright, so the remaining games in my Asteroids collection, I don't even really consider them part of my collection because Digital games have a love-hate relationship with them when it comes to my collector's heart. So, and it's even worse when it's on a mobile phone because they're just so fickle. You know, you get a new phone, suddenly they don't work anymore, your phone dies, you get a different type of phone, it's gone forever. You know, so either way. So this game here we're looking at is a mobile version of Asteroids. It's not too bad. It plays like a twin-stick shooter, which I thought was a really neat advancement when they first started coming out. It's nice. I don't like touch screens like this for action games like this. I'm doing worse than I normally would on this because of the angle I'm playing the game. But even normally, I mean, first, my fingers are blocking the screen. It's awful. My thumbs usually, not... I'm playing with my index fingers here, but usually it's my thumbs. And two, without the tactile feedback, which I hear might be a future update to phones, but whatever. Without a tactile feedback, my fingers eventually slide away from the controls, and then I don't know why my ship isn't doing what I'm expecting it to do, or why isn't it firing in the right direction. This game, it's... I don't know, it's a free mobile game. It's pretty basic. I think at some point you're going to be paying to do stuff. It's really forgiving so far. You got such a life meter that you can take 1,000 hits before anything happens, and health seemed to be pretty plentiful to come across. You collect money. I didn't play it any longer than what you're seeing in this video here. It's 30 seconds more or whatever, but it's fine. It's just not my thing. Call me old, but okay, and then there's this one. Denny's Atari Games, and it's the one in particular we're focusing on, of course, is Asteroids. This is pretty funny. I'll give this one a pass for just being funny. I got this quite a long time ago when I was at Denny's one time. I found out that it existed. So, you're a ketchup bottle shooting asteroids. It's got even worse mobile controls than the last one. I mean, it's got more classic controls. You know, you rotate, you thrust, you shoot. But the controller is smaller. It requires more pinpoint accuracy. But it's funny. It is the concept's funny. I wish there was more games on this collection than just the 3, but it doesn't even matter. Just look at it. It's dumb, but you know, puns are my thing. I like stupid jokes, bad puns, and I like retro games. And this is showing its love for retro games and Denny's food, which is also pretty fun. I'm done with this one. There's not much else to say. Okay, I think I'm going to have to take back what I said earlier about the PlayStation 1 Asteroids game being the one I played the most. This one is the one I played the most. Probably not by much, but a little bit more. Just because I play it on the bus, on the way to and from. Well, I haven't played it for a couple of weeks now, but for a while there, that's what I was doing. It's a scratch ticket game on the phone. I don't really see the purpose other than to win more coins, but hey, it's just fun. It's got the sound effects from the games. Like, there's several games listed here. Missile Command, Centipede, Millipede, Crystal Castles. I didn't expect that one to be on there. It's just, you scratch. And there's different rules for each card. But for Asteroids, you scratch the explosive money ones. And if any of the asteroids below match that number, you win the amount of coins underneath. That's it. I know it's not quite Asteroids, but I didn't even expect this to even exist. I was just looking on my phone. I was like, Asteroids, just to see what would come up with. And, yep, this exists. You know, it's if you like scratch tickets but don't like gambling, which doesn't make a lot of sense, this is for you. And yes, this also doesn't make much sense to exist. But there you are. The last game of Asteroids that I have. Alright, we've already done this with Forest, now with Prairie. Alright, let's get this started. Alright, go Prairie! You're not doing very well. Nope. Hey. You gotta put your other hand on it. You can't shoot, you don't even have the hand on the button. Come on, girls can play video games. Don't believe the stereotypes. I think you...
What you do?
Well, you got 110 points, so I guess that's not too bad for your first gaming experience, huh? Alright, thanks for playing.